Hi guys, Brain here, and welcome to another commentary video. This one's going to be a little bit more from the chest because it's almost 7 a.m. in the morning, so I have not slept. And I was just sitting and thinking, kind of soaking in all the thoughts. It's been about a week since the update came out, the mid-chapter update, and a lot of people are happy about it. I am mostly happy with the update. And a lot of people are also mostly happy with the update, but I wanted to kind of soak in, now that I've played Survivor a lot this week, just kind of like what things made this game like really, really insufferable for survivors, because that's kind of the big thing is like, they've ruined Survivor's terrible, bro, every single match I'm getting tunneled out of the game and everything's awful. And that's what I've heard a lot, and I feel like what a lot of people are talking about is like how that's not true, how that's an exaggeration, and I do agree that at the very least it's an exaggeration, but there is something at the core of this issue that I do want to point out and bring attention to that I feel like is true, that does deserve that sort of attention. So what happened because of built-in brutal and built-in stabiffle and the decreased haste after hitting someone is that killers became way better at punishing mistakes in Dead by Daylight. They became way better at punishing mistakes. If you dropped a pallet too fast, they got brutal to deal with it. If you greet a pallet too much, they have stabiffle. So essentially, a lot of the bad plays you can make get circumvented by the killer buffs that happen. So bad plays get punished really hard because of the killer base kit updates, which is a good thing until you're in solo queue where you can't control the quality of your teammates. Having bad plays punished it makes sense. That's like a no-brainer. Like that, like of course you want people who do bad, unskillful, or just outright just stupid plays to be punished for making bad or outright stupid plays. That's a good thing on the servers. Like that makes sense. Like that line of thought makes complete sense. But when you're in solo queue, you can't control the quality of your teammates. So if you get even like one and God forbid 2 really bad teammates, you are ergo responsible for the mistakes they make, because you're the one that's going to have to come off and heal. You're the one that's going to have to push out extra gens to help them. You are going to be the ones to go get them off hook when they get hooked. Like you, even if you yourself loop well, do gens, play injured and heal up only when it's necessary, like even if you do everything correct in your own box, one teammate being absolutely awful at the game does landslide things in the killer's favor. And I think that's one of the hugest, one of the biggest things that has come, I've seen, from Dead Hard being nerfed to a point where it's not just free pressure, is that a lot of people don't know how to loop right now. A lot of people, when I've played as killer, when I've had teammates when I play on Survivor, a lot of people are having such a tremendously awful time looping because they're playing so greedy, they're playing foolishly, they're essentially playing as if they can make that extra loop, or playing as if they can dead hard to a pallet or a window that they can't do anymore because dead hard doesn't have distance. But they have played so much with this mindset, with this idea that this is how dead hard, this is how chasing works because of dead hard, that now that dead hard's gone, and it's like there's a gap in their ability to loop. And that's just so wild to me. But it even further, but like the point being that I was trying to get to is that you're having this co-situation of teammates who are now, because they crutched on Dead Hard this whole time, now trying to learn how to loop, and may have been really awful at other parts of the game anyways on top of that, now are suddenly having to learn how to play the game well, and now trying to learn everything from the top all over again, and having their plays super punished because of the killer base gate changes. So this is like the real reason that solo queue feels awful right now, is because, not because like the killer changes are bad like inherently, it's just that when you punish bad plays and and these changes do punish bad plays, you can't control the quality of your teammates. So if you get teammates that are making tons and tons of bad plays, you can't control that. And because it's a team side of the game, you get punished for them being bad at the game or making bad plays. So this is kind of why I'm in the idea set that, at least right now, that the killer changes are fine, and it really is solo queue just needing a buff. I don't think that the killer changes are bad. I think they're just highlighting how much people aren't actually that good at Dead by Daylight. This game is a very, very low skill ceiling game to enter, but there is a lot of stuff you gotta learn to be good and stay good. To be good and stay good at the game. And a lot of people don't want to put in that effort because they like being good for a minimal amount of effort. But now those kind of like sluggish, very sloppy mistakes get hard punished by the killer's built-in kit now. So that means we got to get solo queue to a state where you're not responsible as much, not completely, but as much for your teammates' incredible mistakes. Because that's what happened with solo queue before, or even just like duoing before, is because like if somebody messed around or was doing totems instead of the gens, or somebody got down at the wrong time, you could still easily recover from that. Because because Survivor, even in solo queue, was still more overwhelmingly powerful than like a lot of killers, that if you made a big mistake like that, you could most likely come back from it. That is much, much less the case now than it's ever been. You've got to get solo queue to a point where these issues and these mistakes that your teammates make don't always intrinsically ruin your experience. But yeah, that was just my 7 a.m. thoughts about the solo queue situation. TLDR, if you've not gotten the point of all this, is that I think the killer changes are good. I just think the thing is that the killer changes and what they implemented make it really, really, really good for killers to be able to punish bad mistakes by survivors, but that in turn makes solo queue more miserable because you can't control the quality of survivors that you get in your games, and you become the one responsible for their mistakes that are now being effectively punished, as they should be, but that does lead to a more miserable experience. So if we can implement something like base kit kindred or like an activity status, something that we talked about a couple weeks ago, maybe that would reduce the pain of having to be responsible for bad teammates and the bad mistakes that they make. But yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments below, but that's going to be it for this one today, friends. Thank you for joining me on this morning for me. It'll be the same 5 p.m. release for you, but man, it's 7 a.m. for me, and I am not slept, so thank you for helping me pass the sleepless time well. I appreciate you all. Hopefully I will see you in tomorrow's video, but if I do not, I will see you when I see you, friends. Goodbye.